And when they asked the generals, they said they prefer it. That because why? That if Yar'Adua becomes a presidential candidate, and if eventually an election is conducted, and Yar'Adua's election is annulled, that because of where Yar'Adua comes from and their religious, idiosyncrasies, that they will believe it is the will of God, but that they want somebody like MK Abiola to emerge as the presidential candidate. That Yar'Adua told them, no, it was even Yar'Adua that said it, that if Abiola emerges and Babangida, because everybody knew Babangida was going to cancel, he never wanted, like you rightly said, it was the American statement that made him allow the election to hold.
Yes.
He funded a notorious group called Association of Better Nigerian that made every effort to stop the election. The same thing Babangida did was what former civilian president Olusegun Obasanjo did in 2023 when election was going on. When the results of election were being announced, and he wrote a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari to cancel the 2023 presidential election, knowing fully well that under the law, nobody has the power to stop that election except the courts. And President Muhammadu Buhari, being a Democrat, a lot of us came out and, we told President, former civilian President Obasanjo that this is vintage you. You are a treasonable person. The same way you encourage Babangida, because he was one of those who encouraged Babangida to annul the election, and now sold the idea of an interim government to Babangida, expecting that he will be asked to lead the interim government. But Babangida, being a smart person who wanted to come back again, now puts Enesioneko. But when Justice Dolapo Akinsanya on November 10, 1993 gave that judgment, declaring the interim national government illegal, null, and of no effect, General Sani Abacha, under that window, swept out Enesioneko. So for me, what Babangida has written in his book is nothing new, something we have all known. But this time around, we thought the man had come to full repentance, that the man will come out and say, Nigerians, forgive me, God forgive me.
See,
I offended you people. But now, he has deflected and is holding Abacha responsible for the annulment, but that the buck stops on his table. Nelson, that is absolutely unacceptable.
A curious mind will want to read in totality that book put together by IBB. In part of the book, he wrote that at a point, he was between the blue sea, the deep blue sea, okay? The devil and the deep blue sea. Meaning that at that point, his hands were tied. Listen, a military dictator, a military president telling you his hands were tied. Look, ab initio, he didn't want the election to hold.
Why? What was the reason?
Best known to him. And now I'm coming, sir. Hold on. Don't bring words out of my mouth.
No, Ziggy, no.
Don't
say the truth.
You listen. Now look at it. He has all the powers.
Ziggy, you said you have read the book up to the
94th page.
94th page.
Yes. I've not even gone.
So you have and the newly launched book.
Yes.
Those informations, including myself, funny enough, I feel that the man has twisted a lot of the narratives. Imagine indicting Abacha that is far gone.
Do you know one funny?
Who speaks for Abacha? Who defends?
Do you know one funny
who defends
thing?
Abacha?
Do you know
hold on, Ziggy. You are going to have the floor. The point again is, why did it take him this long?
He lives to that name early enough, when people could not read his hands on the wall, when he was very Maradonic in his ways, in his activities, in his governance, in everything he carries out. Nobody could understand him. Then, more so, a military dictator.
I don't think that was a good one. So
you understand? So it wasn't.
32 years later,
so now,
should have been enough. Hold on. 32 years later, should have been enough for a man who didn't like the in quote now, the evil genius, should I call it a nickname or whatever it is.
portrayed him.
Yes.
Who wanted to correct
Yes.
that impression.
32 years later, it's enough to correct that. But rather, what we saw, or what we have seen now,
is a man assault and insult.
who is
Yes, on the Nigerian.
intelligence.
Yes.
was the man who was progressing along that line, trying to show the world, Nigerians and the world, that is now a bigger Maradona, a bigger evil genius.
Yes.
So,
And you know what? You know one,
because in
the
all
most annoying
in
thing.
all of these too, Ziggy, Nigerians expected an apology from this man.
The most annoying thing about IBB's catalog is that he openly came to rewrite the history, a history we knew already. Before IBB comes to tell us about the annulment of June 12, we knew that that was the freest, fairest, and most credible election ever held in the African soil. So coming to tell us this is not new to us. He only come to officially announce to us without without looking at our face and tell us lies. So it is so annoying. But you see, just taking us the way we are, because every elite in this country almost know that each time things like this come up, Nigerians are very forgetful.
No, Ziggy.
Nigerians forgetful.
Ziggy.
Nigerians are not ready to fight their fight. Nigerians are always telling you this is okay, it's gone and all that. And that's exactly what, because after IBB's exposure or his words everywhere.
Exposure. What is the exposure?
Ziggy,
Expose.
What is the exposure?
We should have been on the street.
Ziggy and
Honestly, for
Nelson.
what?
Ziggy and Nelson. I think it's time to bring in the callers. This is 30 minutes after 3. Maybe we'll bring in the callers at this point to join us. So.
Murphy, before we quickly bring in the callers,
Okay.
I think it is important for us to recognize that there are certain acts one does. And when you get to a certain age in life, when you know you are the departure launch, you don't know when your maker will call you.
When your flight comes.
Yes. One expects you to divest yourself of all those things you have done that you should know within yourself. Because Yoruba, we have this saying that if people are deceiving me, I should not deceive myself. I should know the truth within myself. So what IBB has done is that 32 years after, IBB is still taking us on a Maradonic journey. And we have told him point blank, a lot of us, that on this journey, we are not with you. You are on your own.
Alone.
We know the truth. We were there. I was a university undergraduate. I was in my 20s. Now I'm in my mid 50s. So I have gone through this journey. So I'm too old for anybody
to be deceived,
to be playing games with. In fact, my boy at home, who is 14 years, I've been telling him, look, this thing is a lie. This is what happened here. I saw it with my own eyes. I can reason it. So what IBB has come to tell us is to give us another slap on. And that is why a lot of persons are demanding his arrest and prosecution now. Because what IBB did on that day was that IBB committed treason against the Nigerian people. The Nigerians went to the polls to vote. IBB and his cronies sat down in a room and said the wish of the people will not come to be. No, it's unacceptable.
To add to that, do you also realize that the man intentionally wasted our mega
he conducted the most expensive and
organize an election that you knew at the initial that will be annulled. Ziggy, before you take it up, let's bring in the caller. If you are listening to us and you would like to join us
or raise more new issues,
here is the studio number 0700903903. I take it again. 0700903903. So Ziggy,
You see, our thoughts say are not different from what so many Nigerians are having, because when you beat a child, you don't expect that child to cry, and the situation we found ourselves with IBB means is a slap on our face. He told lies, he keeps telling lies, and want us to swallow it. It is one unfortunate, very very unfortunate, and the Nigerian state.
Ziggy will have a call. Oh, go on.
The Nigerian state and Nigerians, I'm sure, would not
Ziggy
let
will
this
have
be.
a call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon.
My name is.
You are welcome to the Palo Show.
Good afternoon. My name is Ibrahim Zubair, calling from First Park Town, Lagos.
Go ahead.
As far as I'm concerned, IBB has messed up himself by telling, by dribbling Nigerians again. We are tired of him. He should be prosecuted and jailed for life with his wheelchair. Let them carry him to the prison with his wheelchair. He has messed up the country. He has He has disappointed us. So, and I'm surprised that during this launching of his book, they made a lot of money. That money and his properties they should seize everything and confiscate it to federal government. That's my own contribution. The man has really put Nigerians and everybody in mess.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your contributions.
Not good country like that. Thank you.
Yeah, Ziggy.
Yeah, so many thoughts there, and is quite annoying. The situation is very tense, and the height of the whole
Ziggy,
thing.
we got a caller. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon. You are welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. My name is Ola Inka. I'm calling from Agildo.
You are welcome. Go on.
Good afternoon. Yes. IBB. I'm not surprised. I was about 19 years old when this incident happened. He has not done anything justice to himself. He has really messed himself up, not Nigeria. Because we all know what happened, and he's not ready to tell us. If you recall, he was trying to lean towards Mubarak of Egypt that time, that transited from civilian to civilian dictatorship from Egypt. That he wanted to rule for life. That was his plan. Yeah. That was why he kept changing the rules every year, forming political parties, building political party offices all over the place, wasting our money. In fact, the rot in Nigeria did not start yesterday. It started from IBB. When he suddenly took an naira from 65 come to 22 naira, the pace of what we are going through today. So, history will judge him. And I just the blood that was shed. We cry on his head.
Your point is noted. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Nelson, something again also struck my imagination. The way Nigerians, a minute. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you for all the gentlemen in the studio, sir. Happy Sunday, sir.
Same to you.
Same to you.
Yeah, sir. One problem with we Nigerians is that we always leave the subject and keep on pursuing shadows. Now, what has happened has happened. Everybody is focusing attention on Babangida and so on and so forth. But we forgot that the same problem happened with Babangida is what we are suffering here at this present time. Nobody is talking about what happened to Mahmoud and his people or the election of this present generation. But we are talking about Baba. Everybody is focusing attention on what Baba Gida did and so on and so forth. But we are still living.
Do you know why? Do you know why everybody, according to you, is talking about Babangida at this point?
I'm hearing, sir.
I said, do you know why Babangida just launched a book a couple of days ago That is why it has become an issue. Do you understand?
I'm getting you. I'm getting you.
Good. So don't be surprised that everybody is talking about IBB at this point.
Now, sir, please, can that Babangida issue teach Nigerians a lesson? It cannot. We will still be roaming about, keep on talking about Babangida, and the year will go. Next year will happen. Now, to 2027, another election will come, and it will still happen like that. It continues. So we cannot take deliberate action on what to do. But we keep on blowing grammar, saying one thing or the other. Nigerians doesn't know what we are still waking. We never wake up to do something reasonable. That is the problem of Nigerians, sir.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you.
Ziggy, I think our caller means what we are discussing.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if you are listening, sir. You are comparing 1993 to 2023 general elections. That was an election in which those who were aggrieved went to court of a first instance, which was the tribunal, and unanimously the court dismissed their petitions that they had no valid reason to dispute the results. And even they themselves never brought forward any evidence rather than emotional outcry. It now went to the Supreme Court. The same Supreme Court, within 1 minute, dismissed the whole petition. So that tells you clearly that those of you who are still holding to 2023 general elections, maybe there's something else you are looking for in that election that we don't know. Maybe you should tell us.
Let's take a call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're welcome to the show.
And good afternoon to everybody in the studio.
Good afternoon.
I can hear you, but I believe you can hear me.
Good afternoon. Good
I'm calling
afternoon.
from Akapa.
Go ahead.
Concerning the book launch of IBB, my mother was still a young, lady at that time. I was not born that time. But I have something to say. IBB committed treasonable felony, and IBB, even if he's in a sick bed with the oxygen, Nigeria security agents should go and remove that oxygen and bring him to face the consequences of his action. The criminality and corruption, rigging of election that is happening in Nigeria today started from this man we are talking about today. How can you say that you are not in charge of your government, but you happen to be a military president of that time?
No, he never said he wasn't in charge of his government anyway.
Who is that person that I will now decide before the president of a country? So I think before God and man, this man should be punished for this kind of crime. He committed a mass killing against the people of Nigeria.
It's okay. It's okay. We got you. Thank
See,
you.
at this point, there's no atonement for all IBB had done. Because he committed.
No, Ziggy. We all know that we always say we have this maxim: to err is human, to forgive is divine.
I'm speaking from my own understanding.
No, Ziggy, even from your understanding, there's nobody who cannot commit error.
The magnitude of the error is the issue here.
Yes, if a man
he threw the whole country into darkness. He threw the whole country's onenessness into darkness.
Yes.
Many Nigerians died. You can't give numbers of Nigerians who died. Then the resources of individuals that were stopped and forever can never be forgotten were there.
Yes.
Then at the end, call all of us fools.
Ziggy.
So I don't know. It's only God that can forgive you.
No, Ziggy.
It's only God, honestly.
No, Murphy, wait.
It's only God that can forgive you.
You know why I'm saying this is that as pained as we are not God.
That's what I said.
But if you look at the Bible, even in the Bible, Saul, that was killing a lot of followers of Christ, repented and became Paul. So what I'm saying here is that as much as we are pained, 32 years, then if you take away 32 years from the life of Nigerians,
Yes.
you know the damage this man has done to us. But I believe it is only God that can recompense, not man.
See, Nelson, do you know that?
So as much as I'm angry, I won't vent.
Nelson,
yes.
just like the last caller said.
Yes.
Do you know
Ziggy,
that it would have been better?
Hello. Hello.
Do you know it would have been better having written the
Ziggy? Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, you're welcome to the show. Go ahead. If you can hear us, go ahead, yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Please go ahead.
Go ahead. If you can hear us, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. You're welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Can you please shift away from your radio?
Okay. Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
IBB. You see, these people have seen that Nigeria is too cold.
Too cold.
That's the reason why all of them are doing what they are doing.
Yes. Too cold.
The same IBB know that Abiola wins the election. He go ahead. He kill Abiola. He kill his wife. Thousands of Nigerians die out of it. And this man, get mine.
The man said some of those things were done for national interest.
Now that he is the one involved, that he knows that Abiola wins the election.
Can you hear me? The man said he did that for national interest.
We are too cold. And as long as we are like this, nothing is coming out of it. They will keep on doing all these things. They will keep on doing it. The same thing they told us in 1979. Somebody win election. They told that person, go to court. And the person went to court. Nothing happened. The same thing happened. 2023, somebody won election. They said, go to court. Now what they are driving us.
Who won election and they said he should go to court? Hello, do you have results?
No, they don't. Let him round up.
Well, you people say that God will forgive, that God will judge.
It's okay, thank you. Thank you.
No, Murphy, we have to...
Nelson,
yes.
Looking at this whole thing from another angle again, do you realize that as much as Nigerians are bitter, Nigerians are angry, you also saw the way Nigerians were doling out money. The man generated 17 billion
Murphy,
on that
Murphy, please.
The man generated 17 billion on that fateful day.
Murphy, as much as we are trying to correct the impression created by IBB in his book, it is appropriate we correct some misrepresentation of fact. Hello, the last caller.
Okay.
You win election by the declaration of the electoral umpire and not by you. Election is an instrument.
Elections are not won by sentiment.
No, elections are not the declaration of results is not by the candidate contesting or his supporters. You win election based on the facts presented by the electoral umpire. That is what the law says. So please go and read the Nigerian Constitution and the Electoral Act. You said somebody won in 2023. They told him to go to court. Where do you have that fact?
Hello.
Hello?
You're welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
This is Obi calling from Ikeja. Maybe you're not hearing me. Let me make my points.
Okay.
See, this IBB issue, just like one man said, you see, I'm seeing IBB issue as a blessing in disguise. He's a bit courageous. Many people are worse than him who cannot be courageous to come and say what he said. We have to start also by blaming those Nigerians too that they were part of this issue, that the way even the military wanted to kill them, they ran away, and today they joined in this nonsense that happened the other day by clapping and laughing over it. We should also blame including the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who was one of those that we had that suffered in this mess. And I'm using this IBB something. Why I say it's the blessing in disguise. You also use this thing to vindicate the Igbos of the 1966 coup, where people are claiming that Igbos fought war which we never started, we never fought. We were so advantageous during this time. We were on top of everywhere in Nigeria. We are the ones that lost. And but people keep saying that we fought war. IBB has vindicated Igbos. I say God has used him to do this.
Oh.
And for people that are telling us about the election of 2023, people should stop talking about this election. Mahmoud Yakubu should also come and confess. Anybody can say, no, Nelson is an APC person. I don't want to know. Hello. Murphy, how are you? You are holding forth well. You are better than the Jones. You are trying.
No. There's no point. Anyway, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no basis for that. Jones is my boss. I'm only here because he's away on a very important event. We're not comparable. We're two different persons. Then the issue here is IBB's book launch. I'm surprised that most of the callers are deviating, even when Nelson tried to make some explanations. IBB was a military ruler. Most of those activities took place under a military rulership. Today we have democracy. We have what's called rule of law. We have INEC, that is the electoral umpire. INEC declare election results. Then the system gives you the opportunity to also challenge that result in court. The system gives you the opportunity to also challenge the ruling of the court until it gets to Supreme Court. So I don't think that should be an issue for debate here, especially at this point. Being that as it may, Ziggy and Nelson, I'm saying here that, did you see how money was being doled out in
two things are involved here.
17 billion.
Two things.
So meaning that IBB, after 32 years, wrote a book, compiled lies, launched it, and made 17 billion naira.
Yes. The two things that had actually unearthed.
Ziggy. Hello? Oh, we lost the caller. Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead if you can hear.
Yeah, sorry. Let me lower it down.
It's okay.
Sorry. Hello, are you hearing me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Actually, my name is Evangelist Bishop Chijoke.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
So, actually, what concerns this book launch? Yes. But do you know that what this man did, Babangida, he did what even God Almighty cannot able to forgive him. As an evangelist I am. Because do you know what it takes for someone, when he was on authority, he was the head of state, on his own watch, how can he allow Abacha, when Abacha was not the head of state, he was the head of state, how can he allow Abacha to, to allow that kind of issue or incident to happen by allowing Abacha to end the life of what they call
MK Abiola.
So that is bad. That is where he's supposed to come in as the head of state. Okay, look at what happened. The civil, everybody was running under schedule because me then I was small then. When people was running, do you know how many people that died? So truth is that this man needs to be arrested. Hello, are you with me, sir?
Yes.
Yes. Babangida need to be arrested. I pray Donald Trump should summon Babangida arrest.
It's okay. Evangelist, pray on. Thank you. Pray on.
I think well, Nigerians are annoyed, and this has once again bruised our wounds. We've nursed this wound, and we are almost out of it.
Hello,
good evening.
Oh.
Kill the audio on your radio, please.
Hello?
Go ahead if
Hello?
you can. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Charles from Festac.
Okay.
My happiness is that Babangida said the 1966 coup was never an Igbo coup. Because the impression they were giving all Nigerians is that Igbo plotted coup against Nigeria. That is why they wage war against the Igbos. But Babangida, who is part of it now, who was part of it, has cleared the air that
It was not an Igbo coup. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That is one of the takeaways from the book. Yes.
Take over from the book in what way?
What he said now, Babangida said he mentioned those who actually masterminded the war.
Even if
he said it.
That is an area I don't want us to
I said,
make
what,
an issue here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So one of the takeaways.
To make that an issue here.
That's it.
Yes.
So now, the issue now is, having said all he said, and haven't come to the open to announce what he did, though he distanced himself from the act itself. It is like bruising once more our wounds.
Ziggy,
and we've nursed over these wounds.
Ziggy, I'm talking about the
I'm coming
money
there.
that rolled.
I'm coming there, sir.
Please,
now,
go there.
when he bruised these wounds that we've almost nursed to a complete, same Nigerians, same people
and even,
who suffered,
those who suffered this
those
injustice.
people who suffered all this huge and humongous injustice went there to sing praises and donated for him 17 point something billion. Meaning that what he did was, look, after the whole thing, do you know what I concluded? Even though I'm still reading the books, what I concluded that the distance between the elites and the poor is terribly far and wide. Because if you look at what big men, people will feel that should speak up at this point, are doing. Donating money.
And they went there to sing praises.
Do you hear what Ato said? Is it Ato?
Yeah, Ato is it.
Ato said that were not him, he wouldn't have been where he should have been a dead man.
Yes.
And one begins curiously want to ask.
And that was supposed to be an opportunity for people like that to
do you understand? And people did not say anything we are saying here, meaning that there's this difference between the elites and the poor people. And most times, we might not be on the same page with them. Because this has clearly defined the elites and those at the lower rung of the ladder. Because
well, Ziggy,
I'm coming, Nelson. I can't hover my head around the whole of this. For anyone breathing was alive when IBB committed these heinous crimes against humanity, only to go there and begin to sing praises. Now,
and gave him money.
Now, IBB said he is going to establish a presidential library. One was established even when Obasanjo was in power. He established one. Now, IBB's home is about 50 plus rooms building. Why couldn't he convert the whole building to presidential building at the Mina Hilltop? So why donating money to him? Where Nigeria are still going through these troubles?
Ziggy.
Man, I can't understand it because I try to hover my head around it and
Aliko Dangote donated 6 billion.
No, 8 billion. 8 billion. Yeah, 2 billion
to be
per year. 2 billion per year. And he said that if the project extends beyond 4 years of 8 billion he has promised, he is ready to pay more of that money.
That is my concern here.
Meaning that if the project stretches beyond 8 years, he's ready to pay more to 2 billion.
What that means that all IBB needs to do to make additional 2 billion naira is just to extend.
For the project to linger.
That's all.
And
it will make additional.
And it's making more billion. And tell me, what will IBB need even for 1,000 naira for? 1,000. I'm saying 1,000 naira. What does IBB need 1,000 naira for at this point? So annoying.
Murphy and Ziggy, the truth of the matter is that.
The truth?
Yes, the truth of the matter is that whether we.
That is your truth now. Your truth.
The inescapable truth. I have not said the truth. I've just made that expression ahead. Okay. So let me tell you what is. If I tell you the truth is that the time now is 3:57. Will you say it's my truth?
That's the fact.
It's a universal truth.
It's a universal truth. That's a fact. So that's what I said.
And that's what you want to announce.
Yes, so I want to. So keep. Okay.
Let's say. Do you know there is a difference between truth and facts?
Of course.
Yes.
So
if you say the time is 3:57,
yes.
But there are some areas and countries where the time is not the same. So that is false.
Yes.
No.
It's truth in Nigeria.
It's truth in Nigeria. And false
the time
somewhere.
is false. So somewhere. If you say the time is 3:57 all over the world,
no,
that is not the truth.
It's not right.
I don't know why two of you are contradicting issues.
Why? We are not contradicting
but
issues.
we are saying the same thing, no?
Well, we are saying
why the argument if you are saying the same thing?
It's you that is arguing, not us.
That means we are not saying the same thing now.
No, the two of us are on the same page. You're on another page.
Ziggy said we are saying the same thing.
We is nothing our eyes.
Okay.
Nothing our eyes.
Nothing
our eyes we now.
Okay, now.
Is nothing Ziggy I?
Is that
we
eyes
are two
we?
now?
Now.
Plural.
The point is this. If you sit down in Nigeria, in this studio, in Lagos, and say the time is 3:58.
Yes.
All I need to do is to check the time and it says exactly the same thing.
The same thing, yes.
That is a statement of fact.
Fact, yes.
You can't go and be comparing that to what the time is in Japan.
Yes, I agree.
You are not in Japan.
Even in South Africa,
in Indonesia.
Yes, I agree with you.
So let's hear the truth.
Okay, the truth of the matter is that no matter how much we are angry about IBB's reign in power in Nigeria, some persons benefited.
Oh, sure.
So you don't expect the beneficiaries to turn a blind eye when their benefactor is knocking on the door. If these business people who benefited when IBB was there are now coming to pay back to their mentor or benefactor, that is their cup of tea. But the fact remains that IBB launched a book and he launched a foundation. And if these persons have decided to donate whatever amount, because I'm not aware, I would have been angry if I hear that the governor of Lagos State was there and on behalf of the good people of Lagos, he donated XY money.
Hello,
that would be public money. I won't.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Your radio is still on. It's calling back at us.
Hello.
Okay.
For our listeners, please endeavor to always kill the volume of your radio. Once you call and you are through, you do not necessarily have to hear yourself, please. We have a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Please kill the volume of your radio.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So I'm happy to contribute to this discussion. This book written by IBB is the best book I've ever seen in Nigeria. Why? We Igbos have been told we did ethnic queue in Nigeria. And they have been hurting Igbos everywhere we are. And this man, by the grace of God, God will keep him alive.
Oh my God.
He has come to vindicate the Igbos that we are not the people that did all those things. That 4 Yoruba people, according to him, he mentioned the name, were involved in that queue. If not, how would the world have known? And another thing.
I'm sorry I had to end that call. The essence of this is not, don't take us there, whether Yoruba men and Igbo men or Ibira men or Yoruba men were in that is not the essence of this place. We have gone beyond that. This is, even IBB that wrote the book is writing 32 years after. And let me even remind you that whatever IBB says in that book is his own version of it. There are a series of writers. There are several writers that have also put down their civil war encounter experience
in a book form.
In a book form. So please,
it's one out of so many.
This is not the time to begin to compare how many Igbos that were involved in the coup, how many Hausas, how many Yorubas. Please, that would not do you any good. That would not do me any good. I beg you, please.
So, Murphy, so like I was saying, the beneficiaries of IBB's government, it could be they are doing a payback time to their mentors. So long as they are not doing that with the public.
Listen, I agree with you absolutely. But the point is, where is national interest? let me borrow that word again from the IB. A minute, please. What are they called? Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is Charles again.
Okay, you are welcome.
We are discussing IBB and his book launch. So are you selecting the one you will discuss?
Please, hear me out. I said this is hello. Hello.
I'm hearing you. Yes, I can hear you.
Don't take us there. If you listen to that caller, the issue of comparing how many Yorubas that were there, how many I say it is too late for that. We're not here for that. Nigeria has gone beyond that.
Okay,
please, that is just my point here.
In answer to him, we try to.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. This is Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I just want to say something because I've noticed that most time, anything that we are doing, we kind of always try to be tribalistic in nature. Okay. So I feel like everyone should forget about what happened and come together now. Because even what IBB wrote in his book, he tried to vindicate the Igbos, which I'm also an Igbo man, and I'm happy what happened. But at this time, everybody needs to come together because what is happening in this country is not funny. And I don't want to say much about it. Thank you.
It's all right. Thank you. Thank you.
The time now is 4 minutes past 4.
4 minutes past 4.
So I think it's time to move to the next topic of.
Okay, I was thinking.
No, so my discussion, my roundup on this first topic that we have discussed is that if people in their own wisdom, because they have benefited from IBB, have decided to donate to a cause of a book, I don't know whether they read it or not, but in donating to a library, I think it is more about scholarship. So if at the end of the day, that library becomes something that
scholarship to who? Nigerians?
It could be Nigerians, yes, absolutely.
It
could be research.
The money.
Yes.
The one OBJ had at Hilltop.
No, well, if it
how many Nigerians go there to read?
Ziggy, you need to do an exploration of that book launch or that presidential library to know its impact. I won't join you to say whether it has moved forward or backward. So what I'm saying is that I don't know. I'm assuming. Yeah. I was not in Abuja. I was nowhere near there.
I thought you were there.
So what I'm saying is that if they have donated for a cause that maybe at the end of the day it will benefit, because you were talking about the money Dangote and Bua donated as if it's a cash to IBB. No, it's about a foundation. It's about a library. It's about a library that will be run by, maybe a board. It doesn't have to be IBB. IBB, as we speak today, is at the departure launch. We don't know tomorrow. So that money is not.
Nelson, yes. Everybody is at the departure launch.
No, I'm not at
everybody.
I'm not, please.
No,
don't say I'm at the
Don't rewrite the history.
I'll be at
don't. No.
What thing happen?
People
you want to kill me now? I want to be as old as my father. Don't say I'm not at the departure launch. You are big.
Nelson, that is everybody's shoe that you live forever.
No. But some people came before us. They will arrive at the airport first.
That's not God's way of doing things.
Naturally, that's how we should think.
No, that's not.
Even if this shouldn't really be an issue here, but when you say departure launch, what do you really mean? When you go to the airport, we have the arrival and the departure department.
Yes.
The departure launch is for those
who are aged,
who are prepared,
yes,
who have concluded whatever they have to do, and they are
the checking protocols.
They are the verge of flying.
All the
yes.
checking protocols.
Yes.
They are seated waiting for their aircraft to be.
They have their boarding pass.
And that is why it's a secluded place
yes.
for such persons.
Yes.
So the point
IBB is passing to you.
The point Nelson is trying to, and even when we try to use that locally, it just shows that when people get to certain age, that's the point Nelson is making. When people get to certain
with longevity,
certain age in life,
you
could easily say they are at the departure launch.
When their aircraft will come, we don't know.
You can't say a man in his 40s, 50s, 60s,
even. He's in his departure launch.
That's only God that decides that. It's only God that decides that. So let's leave it at that. God decides who is at a departure lunch. That's my take.
God decides, but as humans.
This is not controversial. God decides who is at a departure lunch. That's all. Thank you, sir.
Ziggy.
You want to stretch this? Because we are God, I mean.
It will not make any sense for you to see a young man of 20 and tell him that at departure lounge. Don't debate it. That is exactly the angle Nelson is coming from. Okay. That is not to say that young people don't go.
Even based
but there are things we don't. So the time now is actually 8 minutes after 4, and maybe it's the appropriate time for us to go into the next topic, or maybe a short break at this point. Though even if while far run into the time for the second topic of discussion, maybe we should just go ahead. A couple of days back, there was almost like a comedy section at the Red Chambers. There was a serious battle between the Senate president and a female senator, Natasha Akpoti Udwara. I think I got that right. Yes. And also the chief whip was also partially involved in that argument, or could I call it a debate? And that was also generated a lot of issues nationwide, including those who are speaking in favor of the actions of the Senate president, those who are speaking in favor of the actions of Senator Natasha Udwaha and all that. But the issue here is really, if we sit down and watch those who are in quotes supposed to be our leaders, our political leaders, those who are representing us, sometimes we see them behave in the manner in which we saw a few days ago. Then it gives birth to the question, what manner of behavior and conduct is expected of the ordinary man at Oshodi and Maitu and the Relay bus stop? If those that are at the helms of leadership, if those that had been elected among the millions of us to go and represent us still act in that manner, it really calls for worry. It really calls for worry. So I don't know, Nelson.
What? Okay.
Nelson, I don't know. I'm very sure you are familiar with what has happened in the Red Chambers a few days ago.
Yes, we watched the show of sheep exhibited by Senator Natasha at the upper legislative chamber. And I'll say this because as a member of the Senate, you are referred to as distinguished.
Yes.
So if in the sitting arrangement, because of the defection of the former minority leader, there need to be a new sitting arrangement that is at the prerogative.
I think about 2 defections.
Yes, so, about 2 defections, but it was the sitting arrangement of the former minority leader who defected from the PDP to the APC that warranted a rearrangement of the sitting position. I think that outburst, that drama by Senator Natasha was totally unnecessary, was totally unwarranted, because of the fact that wherever you sit in the National Assembly does not take away your rights and privileges as a senator. But maybe she had other things on her mind. Maybe she was trying to get even with the Senate president. I wouldn't know. But that conduct by her was totally unparliamentary. And it casts a negative image for the Alu chamber. And I will say it for free. A lot of people have come out to, speak either for or against. But for me, I'm totally against our conduct. No matter what, there are mechanisms for seeking, ventilating your grievance with whatever has happened in the house. for her to resort to disparaging the office of the president of the Senate is totally uncalled for. And that he had to be walked out, even when her colleagues were pleading with her, knowing fully well that if she's not seated on her rightful position, she cannot make contribution. She defied all that. It shows clearly that the Senate, as an institution, still needs to conduct orientation and maybe sensitization for its members, because it shows clearly that the responsibility expected of a senator, that Senator Natasha is not in tune with it. Otherwise, she wouldn't have desecrated the Alo chamber by her conduct on that day.
Well, I was also of the thought that could it be that there are other issues that may have transpired between the senators that are not yet in the public? Could our actions be more like actions that are being imported out of,
or maybe bottled anger?
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't know, but even in the midst of that, even if she's angry over something, there's something within her that is, that she wants to ventilate. I think the medium through which she exhibited that on that day, went a long way to demean the integrity of the Senate. And every member of the Senate must see him or herself as not only a senator, but an ambassador of the Nigerian Senate. And there's no ambassador who will conduct himself or herself in the way Senator Natasha did. That is why, if you say it's because maybe she had a bottled up anger, that does not give her the right and privileges to be unruly within the Alo chambers, or to be undistinguished, if I should put it that way.
Absolutely. Ziggy, could it be also that she's not aware of the fact that the Senate, particularly the Senate president, has the power to reshuffle senators from time to time? Because the way it sounded, I watched the video and it was like it sounded strange to her that she has to be moved from a seat, in quotes, to another. Would it be that she's not aware of that part of the rule of the House?
I've listened to her speak about it somewhere on an interview. And she seems to have had an unresolved issue with the Senate president, because at a time she said that she was shut down sometime when she wanted to air her view.
Okay.
I've heard her speak about that. Okay. But not giving her the certificate or the right to actually exhibit what she did in that very manner. And we've always said that these guys come from here. How do I mean? Coming from here means
they are from within.
They are from within.
They're from around us.
Yes. So behaviors they put up sometimes reflects where they are coming from.
Okay.
You understand? And if you look at Nigerian populace, if you look at the way so many Nigerians behave, it is not different from what Natasha and the Senate president exhibited. Don't forget, the same law that barred Natasha from acting the way she acted is the same law that bars the Senate president from acting the way he did. Because Natasha on her own was trying to raise a point of order, something they call it.
Yeah.
Okay? And the president shouted her down. And she resisted, believing that he had suffered same fate sometime in the past.
Ziggy, you seem to be missing something here.
Tell me what I'm missing.
The point here is that the rule of the House
The rules of the House.
The rules of the House permits the Senate President to reshuffle their seats from time to
What
time.
was the issue? Maybe we go,
hold on.
We go down to why this issue happened.
Just hold on.
Because I know the history.
It will do us a lot of good if you listen to. Like Nelson has raised, these issues of seats reshufflement erupt as a result of defection that took place in the House.
That's right.
So what she was being reminded, or what she was being told, was that, please, you cannot speak if you are not seated in the appropriate seat that is allocated to you. And what I saw was a Natasha that was insisting that she has to speak, she has to be heard. If you look at it from one hand, it looks like she was trying to fight for her right. But how do you fight for your right from a very wrong place?
Okay, now, at this point, would one be wrong to say that she should have been allowed to air her view at this point?
Oh,
That's one. I'm coming, sir. That's one. Two, Natasha, that's why I say the rule or the law that held Natasha is the same law that held the Senate president, because if both didn't have a bottled up anger.
You're otherwise suggesting that the Senate president was wrongly seated too.
Yes, that's not the exactly. I'm saying. Listen,
which
sir,
rule are you talking about?
I'm coming. If president had waited for her to make known her position,
you are missing the point again.
You are missing it, Ziggy. The rule of the House
is that you must sit,
Ziggy,
in your
seat.
In your seat,
you must be on your sitting position.
Yeah.
To be able to make any contribution. If if you watch the Senate chamber, names of senators are written on the
seat. And
so
their party.
Yes. So if I, Nelson Ekudumi, as a distinguished senator, instead of trying to speak from my sitting position, now leaves my sitting position and go to Ziggy Ibe, the single senator Ziggy Ibe's sitting position to speak. Under the rules of the House, I must not be allowed to speak.
Good. And I'm saying, Natasha, she is a first-time senator. She is in the upper chamber.
Yes.
She is.
Yes.
Since she has been there over a year plus now.
Yes.
Are we saying she didn't know?
That's the question we should be asking now.
So, and that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
That instead of shouting her down,
they didn't shout her down.
I'm sure that both individuals, who is the Senate president, and Natasha, they had unresolved issues. So I feel so. Okay. When also, the issue would not have escalated and taken the momentum it took, because it took some time for that issue to be resolved.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And the heat is generated. Yeah. Shouldn't have been so, because it's not that Senator Natasha, that is your seat, and she will quietly move to her seat.
Senator Natasha,
you are speaking for Senate President. Hold on.
I'm not speaking for Senate
President. That's what I'm saying.
I'm analyzing the issues.
And I'm saying,
okay,
if the Senate President had allowed
Ziggy,
Natasha, I'm coming, sir.
I'm coming, sir.
I'm coming, sir.
Are you speaking for Natasha?
I'm analyzing the two things. If Senate President had
I was wondering, maybe you are speaking for Natasha and saying,
if Senate President had allowed Natasha to make her little contribution
from where?
Or to have quietly
make a contribution from where?
To this. So in this case, I am suggesting, or I am believing, that both individuals had unresolved issues that is not known to the public. Because even when Natasha was asked to move to her seat, her proper seat, she was still bent on making sure her voice is heard. Until it took the intervention of the House clerk or House whoever to intervene. And that actually wasted enough of the Senate proceedings. Okay? So I am saying the Senate President, who is a long-time senator, who knows all the rules of engagement in the House, should have used this enough to bring to fore what could have happened.
Ziggy, Senate President is presenting a constituent.
So also Natasha.
You become...
So also Natasha.
You don't know how to listen.
But I'm telling you, it's not representing
We see that we're listening to you.
Ziggy,
We
relax.
see that we're
Wait
listening
now.
to
And
you.
so you are saying about also
Ziggy, just
Natasha.
hold on. Ziggy, hold on.
Okay,
Let
Ziggy,
him
talk on. Please speak on.
Go ahead.
Speak on. Just speak on. Because
So
you see that
Natasha, if you ask me to speak, I'll speak on.
Okay.
Natasha, like you said, represents.
I didn't say anything like you said.
You said that Senate President represents a constituency.
Didn't you know that?
And I said Natasha does too. That's what I said. I said I should speak on.
And Ziggy, what I'm trying to say, if you allow me this time, so that we don't, this place doesn't become another Rousey Senate section. Natasha represents a constituency. Senate President does. And we are saying here that it is not the responsibility of another senator if another senator does not know the rules of the House, whether as a first-time senator, as a 10th-time senator, as a second time, is inconsequential. The rules of the House, which is like the rules of engagement, is one of the primary things a senator must know. So if you know and choose to disobey it, then it's another issue altogether. Then I also I try to see reasons with why that maybe the Senate President could have let go, but that would be setting a bad precedent before the House. Don't forget, the Senate President do not own the House. He only heads the House as agreed by the members of the House. So there are rules and regulations that guide it, and that is why I watched a video where the chief whip was speaking and was directly talking to Natasha. I was citing to the rules of the House that you ought to be seated at a particular seat that is allocated to you to address the House. So for me, when Natasha got it wrong, was insisting that this alluta kind of conduct she tried to display there, which is not always bad, but not in every scenario. Not in every scenario. You are an honorable member, for Christ's sake. You need to, you must be law-abiding, not especially where you are within the House. So my point here is that what has happened already. I wish they will learn. Both Natasha, both the Senate President, and the other senators, they should learn something from here.
The Senate President has nothing to learn here. Let us face the fact. The fact is that under Order 42 of the House, seat reshufflement is a procedural matter resulting from...
Yes, I've said that.
Yes. So the Senate President is trying to maintain the rules of the House, enforcing the rules. So whether Natasha just came into the Senate President and Natasha, even as a first-timer, underwent the same induction, the same orientation program. So there's nothing like I didn't know. And the people who elected Natasha from Kogi State, I don't know her constituency in Kogi, whether Kogi West or I don't know, elected her because they knew she was knowledgeable enough to represent them. It is not the duty of any other senator to tell Natasha where to sit. It is not the duty of any other senator to tell Natasha these are the rules of the House. Natasha is well in tune with the rules of the House, but she just tried to, I believe, exercise her feminism. That's the way I see it, because some persons have tried to make it seem as if women were being intimidated, which is absolutely not the truth. No. The fact of the matter is that under the rules of the House, which is the Bible of the House, you cannot speak from a seat not officially assigned to you. And if when Senator Akpabio informed her that, look, go to your seat, she has said, okay, I will go to my seat because I know I cannot, because she already knows. But why she was acting that drama is something we must all condemn, because what she did on that day was a waste of the taxpayers' money. The time that could have been spent debating serious issues was also to desecrate that House, because whether you are an activist or whatever you are in that House because there's law and order. And every individual must learn to obey the rules of engagement. For example, there was a day as members of the civil society, we visited the National Assembly. And in being allowed access into the National Assembly, we were told to submit our phones. Lo and behold, some of my colleagues were saying, we are Luther people, we can't submit our phones. I said, look, if you are doing your Luther, go and do your Luther outside. This is an institution. If you are not ready to abide with the rules of engagement don't come here. Nobody forces you to come here.
And Luther is not a definition of lawlessness.
Lawlessness,
and I say that a lot to a lot of my colleagues.
It's not a definition of lawlessness. No. You say, I'm an activist.
No.
When you get anywhere, you don't obey law and order. If there's no law and order, can you exhibit your activism?
The point here, because
Ziggy, sorry, just a second. I think we can begin to take calls now for this second topic. So if you are listening to us, you can call in to make your contributions.
He rattles every mind.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is Obi calling back.
You are welcome, Obi.
I think a senior president is the first among it, was no doubt about that. You see, if you are just like what Ziggy said, there's a time the woman spoke too. I think there is something between them and the.
Oh, sure, they have unresolved issues.
Yeah, where they called the told her that this is not a nightclub.
Exactly.
Very denigrating statement.
Exactly.
Very demeaning.
Exactly.
And this time again, they say they are calling her some social creating social content creator. They are calling her content creator. And you see, Nemesis is real. The same senior president did this to Saraki when they changed his seat when Saraki was the senior president. He dragged for his own seat to what Natasha is doing. This senior president did, if you can recall, he did the same thing, fighting over his own seat. Is it not Nemesis? So what goes around comes around.
Obi, we're talking about rules of the house. Whoever goes against it, whether Akpabio, whether Natasha, exactly.
I agree with you. You see one thing we like, as you are managing this program now, there's something you will see now, you wave and want to handle it as a good leader. If they allow that woman say, please, what did you say? She will talk. Because she raised an objection to it. At least she's a senator. Listen to her instead of insulting her and making her feel like she's nobody. That's unfair. 1 second would have solved it. You say what you said. They know the law. All of them know the law. But she's trying to prove. She said this woman the senator had deprived her a lot of her privileges. She said when there is something they're going for, she will sponsor herself instead of the senior sponsor. So you see, there's an accumulated anger from her. That's the point I'm trying to make. Thank you very much.
Obi, thank you for reminding me that. There was a time, like he said, I'm just repeating what he said. She made a point in that same house.
Accumulated anger should not make anybody lawless.
It's an aggravated anger. Now, she was shut down. She was shouted down. And they gave her names. They called her names.
When you say they, who are the they?
The Senate people, the senators. You understand? So now, and even Senate
president, you are insinuating that the entire Senate
I'm not,
is against her.
Now, the Senate president himself did same to Saraki.
But was the Senate president justified then?
That is my point.
You don't say because somebody did something.
No, he mentioned.
Ziggy, wait, Ziggy.
Did you clap for the Senate president when he did it then?
Did you clap for Akpabio?
So now the
rule is the rule now.
The rule of this is that there's an unresolved issue between the Senate president.
That should legalize illegality.
Illegality. That you should not respect.
I'm not saying that, but a little minute.
Which minute against the rules?
If the president had
as a leader, will you allow that
to make that position? And there's a way he would have even approached it, because Natasha is not new. It's not new.
It's not about that. It's about the rules of the house, Ziggy. Stick to the rules and let us have peace.
We are looking at stick to what?
Stick to the rules, and everybody will conform. And there will be nobody will come and tell you.
But do you even know that when this man was speaking, who is this senator again? When he was speaking, he blamed. I remember maybe during the course of this.
Something that is in the public domain that all the senators are even telling her that
been patient for her to.
They went to her and told her to leave the seat. Which people went to beg her? Now, that they had to call security to come and take her out.
Most times when issues like this come, we look at it in totality.
Yes. What is the holistic?
And because you and I were not there, we only watched what happened.
We read this now, Ziggy.
And tried
Ziggy is in the public domain that the rules of the house states that as a senator, the rules of the house.
But do you know it?
That as a hold on, Ziggy.
Do you know it could have been averted?
Wait, Ziggy.
Do you know
it could have been averted if Senator Natasha had done the needful.
And
he didn't need that drama.
The president wouldn't have averted it if he had approached it lightly.
How is Senate President, my distinguished senator? You cannot speak from that seat. Please go to your reassigned seat. She said no. What has the Senate President done out of the ordinary?
So we have a call, please.
We are not.
Hello, Ziggy, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening.
Everybody in the studio. Yeah, this is Chike calling for my papa.
You're welcome.
I can hear you, but let me just go ahead.
Go on.
Talking about the issue between the Senate President and Natasha, I think that the issue is just a personal thing.
That's it.
Because I know the Senate President in person. I happen to, be very close to one former governor who happens to be his close friend. Godswill Akpabio is somebody who lacks self-control, especially when he's talking. That woman has encountered him maybe one or two times. And maybe because the woman did not like the way he approached her, that is why the woman anger was raised, even when she was wrong. You know that there's one of the guests there in the studio, Nancy. The way you are defending Senate President is very, very unfair because you don't know him in person. This is a personal issue. That woman has been suffering a lot of things. See, let me tell you, Godswill Akpabio is the kind of person who can. It's not the way you are seeing him in that house that he is. If he comes outside the house, the way he talks to people, especially women, is uncalled for.
Hello.
And maybe the woman had a cancer with her, and because of that, the Senate President is keeping malice against her.
For our listeners, this program is not about Akpabio's personal life.
Yes, or his relationship with.
It's not about Natasha's personal life. It's about a particular incident.
Yes.
That took place at the Senate. It's about a particular incident, and that incident is what we are looking at. What transpired on that fateful day is what we are discussing here. We're not discussing Natasha's personal life. We're not discussing if Akpabio ate eba this morning, if Akpabio does not eat rice, or if he does not eat. No. We'll have a call. Hello, good evening. Oh.
Hello?
Please, a reminder, when you call us, please do us a favor. Kill the volume of your radio. If you do that, we'll enjoy the show better. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Well, I think, Murphy, I think we should make our listeners understand one fact. When we are discussing issues here, we are looking at issues. We are not looking at the personal character of persons involved.
Hello?
Hello?
You are on. Good evening.
Hello?
Go on.
I want to say something, sir.
Yes, go on.
And I was saying, the way that woman, the woman senator, and the Akpabio, which the woman, that very day, they have to go and sit down to the other seat. He now obeyed the house, go and sit down for that. I don't believe that something will be called, that incident will be happened that way, because I believe that they changed.
Boy, you didn't tell us your name. You didn't tell us your name.
Lower your voice and lower people that they are above you. They are Senate President and other people. They have to go and sit down. Please, you sit down there and listen to them and see what happened, not to act. You understand? Leader all day, leader. That's my contribution for that.
Thank you. Only that you didn't tell us your name. When you call and you want to give us your name and your location. So, like Nelson, you were saying, I think I agree with you in totality that these issues are not about the personal lives of these individuals. We have a call. Hello. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. You are on. Good evening.
Hello?
You are on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So one of the callers was telling us that Akpabio's this or that. What we are discussing is about the incident in which Senator Natasha, acted in a way that was very unparliamentary when she was asked to go to her seat to make our observations. And we have said it clearly here. It is not about whether Natasha is a black or a yellow woman or whether Akpabio is...
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening. You are on. Who is on the line?
Good afternoon. From Italy.
Go ahead.
About the discussion between the Senate President, Badu, and Madam Leslie, Madam, the other senator. I think I listened to the comment of that woman, how she has been pushing around from her seat to the other seat. Now, the last seat that she sat was almost at the door post to the backyard. I thought that the camera will not catch her. Please, Mr. Leslie, when you're coming to public conversation like this, don't cite one particular person. Don't come to conclusion. As you just don't have the comment, and want the public to keep mouth. So comment on it. We have not heard from Abadi. We have heard from that Pastor. We have heard from her. We have not heard from Abadi. So this thing may be just misunderstanding between both of them. The thing is, there is a misunderstanding between the other woman senator, Mr. Fabio. That shouldn't warrant Mr. Senate President to deny her right. Like what she said the other time. She said that of the things that she's supposed to gain, what she's supposed to gain as a senator, that she do sponsor herself personally. This is unfair. It's unfair. So now, we have not known exactly what the problem is. But to me, it is a matter of fire. It's an internal problem between the Senate President.
Thank you. We get your point. Thank you. Yes, it is possible. They are humans. They could have personal issues. But the point here is that what has transpired in the red chambers is what we're discussing here. Not what has transpired privately between them. Ziggy, do you know that you could have a good case, but if you don't present your case very well before a court of law, you could as well lose it.
Yes, but Murphy.
So the conduct before the House is what is the issue here.
Yes, but you don't discuss issues in absence of people's character.
No.
Ziggy. So, in as much as you are discussing,
Ziggy.
I'm coming, sir. In as much as we are discussing
I'm saying that when you discuss public issues of public office holders, you don't discuss their private life.
In as much as we are discussing,
disconnect their private life.
In as much as we are discussing an action carried out by an individual, sometimes you can't discuss in exclusion of the person's character. So you are not totally discussing the person, but you...
I don't get you. Maybe next thing is...
You hear me. It's a plain English.
I heard you, but I'm not understanding you.
It's not ambiguous. I said, you are discussing issues here.
What is issues?
Issues is that somebody had a problem or was shut down in a national assembly, okay? And somebody somewhere said that Akpabio is this or that and that. And you are quarreling with that. That issue here.
Good evening, Parliament.
Good evening.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abanoje, Cotton.
Go ahead.
On the issue between the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, and the Senator Natasha on the floor of the Senate just recently, what happened there? I think it is condemnable in all ramifications. Natasha should be blamed for what happened. But the issue, we know why we are saying that. Many people have also said it, just like one of the columnists, Nelson said, said. But the point I'm trying to bring out is that we Nigerians, many Nigerians are very unnecessarily emotional. How can some Nigerians talk about what happened between Saraki and Akpabio and relate it to this and want to criticize or crucify Akpabio? So if I'm taking you back a little bit, just to the first item, because I've been trying to phone you things. I find it very difficult too. Not many Nigerians have been talking about 2023 election comparing to 1993 election, saying that one day the INEC chairman or whoever is in power today will also confess, just like IBB did confess last week, about 1993 election, that 2023 election was also not okay. In fact, it's very unfortunate that many Nigerians are necessarily emotional and sentimental. We have to agree that we have to move on from what IBB said. You understand?
Yeah.
Actually, he did not even tell us the main reason why he annulled the election. He only blamed somebody or the cabal, someone like Abacha, and of course saying that if you are giving power to Mushid Abiola, that they would have been trying or they would have been needing to take over. He has not told us the main reason, behind the reason. Maybe it's in future that we may hear all those ones. But let us move on and let us, in fact, forgive him for even telling us, because what he has told us is all what we have been, trying to know before. We knew all these things that he said. That is IBD.
Please take us home. Take us home.
Don't know about it. So that is my information. The only thing is that Nigerians are so sentimental and unnecessarily emotional. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ziggy, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I made my point. I said that you don't discuss issues, and he asked what is the issues. I say the issues is that Senate President shut down Natasha.
Why? Why did he shut her down?
That's what I'm saying.
Why?
I don't know.
You
don't know? Okay, yeah, Ziggy, let me help him. Wait, Ziggy, Murphy.
Murphy,
listen.
Now,
Ziggy.
When he shut her down.
Ziggy, please, sir. The issues is not that the Senate President shut down Natasha. When I did the intro, I said the crisis at the National Assembly involving the Senate President Natasha and partially the chief whip. So that is what we should focus on.
Murphy, you're also mixing it up.
Cause the glitch for God's sake up to today. Has anybody told us what caused the glitch for God's sake up to today? Has anybody told us what caused the glitch in 2020 election? And you people want to take everything hook, line, and take and continue to agree on what biases and I don't know, and come here and tell of emotions and sentiment. Yeah? This country must continue to say the truth. That is why I believe in traditional worship. If you say something is true and that, and the person will die, I don't give a damn, my brother. Who can come here and be lying on our text? Yeah? Oh my God.
So,
Nelson, sorry, I'm very sorry. You see, I don't know. Human beings, we are very difficult to deal with. What is hard in making your point without necessary? Just listen to the last caller. These are not necessary. Make your point and let's move on. All of us will enjoy the show if you respond to the last caller responds to the caller before, that one responds to another. None of us will enjoy the show. He has expressed his opinion. You have also expressed your opinion. So please, we don't need it. We have a caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead if you can hear us.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I think you might not. I guess you guys might not hear me. Okay, I am Prince Akwachi calling from California.
Okay.
And pretty much my contribution towards Akpabio and Natasha is just simple. In leadership, one has to exhibit exemplary character. What am I trying to say? The rules are made for people, not people for the rules. You know, for me, I would have preferred if Fabio would have just referred her to what do you call it? The guys that over the committee that oversights themselves in there. That would have been much better than what is seen on, you know, worldwide. Um, they always want to pick America as an example, and I've never seen such a thing happen in America. We see our senators, and we see the representative. You know, they talk. It's not that they don't have miscommunications or they don't have disagreement. They do, but they don't let us see that. You know, in an in public spaces and all that kind of a thing. So, like I said, and also in law, there is something about called obnoxious. For someone to be obnoxious is not a crime, meaning that you can flare up as long as you are not hurting anybody, as long as you are not doing anything. He would have just allowed her to finish what she's reading. I think she was reading, is it Order 10 or Rule 10 or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
All these things wouldn't have happened. She should, Fabio should be able to handle women better than he is doing, because in so far so good in all I've observed myself, the women in the Senate have gone through not so good experiences with him. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening. You're welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead. If you can hear us, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Okay, my name is Paul. I'm calling from Ebeda.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to believe that one of the characteristics of being a human being is to exhibit feelings, or being sentimental. You can't take away feelings from human. That is part of human nature. So it is a rightful thing for someone to become sentimental over an issue. Is an emotional thing. Life is all about emotion, so there is nothing wrong about that. I think there is relatively a problem that the Senate president is having with women. This is not the first time he's having such a controversy and shutdown and yelling at each other and order with the women folks. And I don't know why it's that way. It's a regular occurrence when it comes to the Senate president. Be what it is today, you know, we are a society that is being governed by how much your pocket can give out. If not, we remember that prior to him defecting to APC, he had an issue with the law enforcement, this EFCC, about allegedly the money that that was claimed that was missing when he was governor.
Hello. Please, listeners, maybe I'm sure you just joined the program and probably didn't get exactly what we're talking about. We're discussing the crisis that erupted at the National Assembly between Natasha and Akpabio. We are not discussing Akpabio's days as governor of Akwa Ibom State. Please. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
My name is Antonio Kari. I'm calling from Ukrodu.
Go ahead.
I want to comment on the program.
Okay. We lost that caller. Nelson?
Yes, in taking it home, we looked at the first topic, which was on the IBB book launch. I'll tell you for free, even though I've not read the book, I've read snippets, and somebody has, Ziggy has gladly obliged me the e-copy of which I'm going to read through. But so far from what I've read, IBB has not told us anything new. All he has told us about the annulment and some other things he did in government are further from the truth, because we were all players in the system, even though we're not in government. We followed keenly what happened in government. So IBB has not, as again, in his usual style, taking us on a maradonic journey, and we are not amused. Then secondly, we're talking about Natasha Akpoti and Senate President
Natasha and Akpoti.
And Senate President Akpabio. The truth of the matter is that somebody just said Senate President has always had problems with women. In the Senate, I will please ask him to provide one evidence to substantiate where the Senate President had any problem with any woman in the Senate. The Nigerian Senate today is peopled by just about 10 women. We have not heard of the President of Senate having any altercation with anybody except this one. And this altercation happened because Natasha disobeyed the rules of the House. It is not about, it was not about Akpabio's rule, but about the rules of the House, because every senator has rights, privileges, and responsibility. You can't claim your rights and privileges and abdicate your responsibility. The responsibility of Senator Natasha is that she must be properly dressed, she must be on her sitting position to make any contribution in the House. It is not, it's very clear, it's written in black and white. And if Senator Natasha Akpoti has decided to make contribution from a seat other than her own, and the chief whip has drawn her attention to it and she defied it, it is the responsibility of the Senate President to tell her you must obey the rules. So this emotional outburst, Senate President has always done that to women. I don't know of any woman that this has happened to before under the presidency of Senator Akpabio in the Senate of Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, Ziggy.
Yeah.
How do you round up?
Going by the first discourse we have, which is IBB and his my journey in service, the IBB only confirmed officially what we knew, and that is not new to us.
Sorry, when we say what we knew, did we?
We knew he annulled.
Did we ever knew that?
We knew he annulled June 12th election.
That it was Abacha that was behind it and not IBB himself.
We knew he not. I'm not. You see all the statements I've been making. I didn't mention Abacha. I did not. I was very, very.
But Abacha was mentioned in the book that you read.
I did not mention because I didn't believe what he said. I told you IBB annoyed June 12th. So if he's bringing Abacha, who cannot defend his own side of this story, it doesn't make any sense to me. If he had someone who is alive today, even about 10 people he mentioned, all of them were gone. All. So how do they come in defense now? How do they come in defense? So it looks like an orchestrated something so that waiting for these long years for all the people to die before he comes out with his book. But that is just by the way. The issue is that the June 12 was annoyed by him, and this is known by every Dick and Harry that he did. That's all. Then the money that was raised for, if I were him, that money, I'll just take it to the charity homes and distribute it. That's what I do, because his 50 homes, in 50 rooms mansion in Mina is enough to create out of it a library for people to come and research. That's just it. Then Natasha Akpoti Udoha and the Senate President Akpabio, to me, and I believe so much in that they have a long-standing unsettled issues between them. These two individuals are not just acting for what we saw that day. Both had issues unresolved. Because Natasha, in one of the interviews she granted, he said she had been frustrated in the same manner that day. So if anybody is saying anything outside this, I don't know. But I know that both have an unresolved issue which is not known to the public. Thank you.
Thank you. I think here is a better place to call it a quit. The parlor mates are done with the business of the day. I am Murphy Abadoni, who stood for Sitting Jones. We are off. See you on Sunday. Bye.
Bariga.